This is Maydi Catherine Lanke, Secretary General of the Association of Nickel Miner Association, Indonesia, a passionate industry and country advocate. Now we move on to our industry talk. I'm pleased to introduce our speakers today. Maydi is one of the speakers, the Secretary General of APNI. The other valuable speaker is Tony Gautam, Director of Health, Safety and Environment of Harita Nickel. Tony was reappointed to his current role in December 2022. He brings a strong academic background in geography, hydrology, and management. We study at the University of Gajah Mada, as well in the Netherlands and the United States. He's also a certified professional engineer with experience across a range of senior roles in mining, industrial companies over the past several years. Together, they will be sharing the insight on both an industry and the operational perspective. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I just add that what the APNI brief just a few minutes ago. Yeah, on this impact of the Hormuz crisis and supply chain impact to the Indonesian nickel industry. As you know, on macroeconomic pictures, the slowing growth and high inflation. The IMF cuts 2026 global growth to 3.1% and raise the inflation to 4.4%. And the trigger is of the U.S. and Iran conflict and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz have triggered massive commodity volatility and supply chain disruption. On the energy shocks, the historical threat, the IEA calls this the greatest threat to global energy security in history. Oil flows through Hormuz at 90%, from 20 million to 2 billion barrels per day. The global energy supplies are down to 20%. And the energy trend in Asia, energy security is severely compromised and likely forcing a temporary return to coal. Indonesia's nickel and EV battery caused mainly on the HPAL. There's a sulfur bottlenecks. It is 24% of the global sulfur comes from Hormuz. And Indonesia imports 75% of the sulfurs from the Middle East. So that's this creates the sulfur is critical for the HPAL processing, and whereas the Middle East shipment have stopped, and that's pushing the price up to 70% in this April, right? So many of the Indonesian HPAL plants only have to 1 to million of sulfur stocks remaining, and this crisis really we as an industry really needs that to be get peace as soon as possible. The other criticals on the effect of the critical mineral is like the caustic soda. It is crucial for the EV battery supply chains. The high energy prices are forcing massive surcharge, driving up production costs. The aluminum is 8% of the global supply comes from the Gulf. So that's the cause smelters are constrained and a global warehouse stock are draining. Same on the ammonia and urea as well. That's the the Gulf disruptions caused the prices to spike 50% in the just last 3 weeks, impacting the fertilizer and mining reclamation efforts. So that's impact also in revegetation progress. The bottom line impact related to the logistics, the skyrocketing of the freight, the vessel rerouting, soaring the fuel costs, and the massive war risk insurance premium, and drastically inflating the shipping costs. So the immediate danger to the mining and processing industry is not just a global loss of the production, but a severe or sustained exploitation in operating and processing costs. While that from my company as well, that's really that what I explained make us see the long run of the project. We have to really review, and a lot of cutting costs required to survive. So that's my thoughts on nickel industry in Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. May I ask, is there any question from our audience and from Mady? I do have a questions in my mind. I hope you have the opportunity to ask, if I may. Obviously, my first question will be, what are the most, this situation is constantly changing as weeks passes, and every country is doing their best, every industry is doing their best. But from where you're standing, what might be the most immediate operational priorities for nickel producers in Indonesia today?
Hello, Gloria.
Hi. Hi, Mady.
Maybe you want to talk first, Mady?
Hello, guys. Sorry for late to join. I have so many calls this morning also from others country. Well, for answer your question, Gloria, I think like Pak Tony already mentioned, what is the big problem that we have to look in the solution for Indonesia, especially for the export plant, because they're facing the crisis of the sulfur acid, to support the processing for the battery material from nickel. And also because I can say 80% we are import from Middle East. I hope the war is gonna be finished immediately, and then we can running proper. And then the second thing is just because a few days ago, like last week, yeah, we already released the new formula for the nickel ore benchmark price, and then now it's coming not only about to calculate about the single element like nickel only. Now we also calculate regarding for the a multi element, right? And this is not a good not a good times to release, because now we're heading for the crisis in the Middle East regarding for the biodiesel, regarding for the sulfur acid, you know. And I can say in Indonesia, yes, like I mentioned in my video, we already success a big story for the nickel downstream, right? So many processing plant for nickel in Indonesia, I can say it's over, right? We have to stop it because it's not in the first, not enough to covering for their demand regarding for our nickel resources. I can say since last year it's gonna be more than 320 to 350 million ton for the nickel ore demand for the domestic. We already control 65% to 70% from the global supply for nickel, right? Now, the issue is about the ESG, the zero emission, and then what is the really national interest for Indonesia? What is the real value added for Indonesia? We have a lot of natural resources, right? Not only nickel, so many critical minerals in Indonesia. If you're talking about sulfur, we have a material for sulfur. Now, how the government looking the technology to make a processing for our sulfur to support the export plan in Indonesia. I think it's not only for the export plan, Look at the agriculture. Look at the plantation. They need the sulfur also, right, for the fertilizer, right? So this is it. For Indonesia, first we have to upgrade the technology, right? Upgrade the technology, upgrade the knowledge, upgrade the skills for the local community, for our staff, for our labor, right? And then the technology is not only about this technology. We are increasing the technology for the reduce the cost, because we never know, like the crisis from the Middle East. We never expect that, oh, it's gonna be a war. Probably next year it's gonna be coming to Indonesia. I don't know exactly, but we have to prepare for the whole things, and then we have to collaboration with the whole stakeholders, from the government, from us, and also like from Australia. You have a lot of technology. You have a lot of consultant, and then how to explore our natural resources. But it's not only about exploring our natural resources, but how to connect with the technology, new technology, upgrade the technology, right, to make a processing. That's the point. That's why from APNI, Indonesia Nickel Miners Association, thank you so much, Gloria, for having us. We need to make a more connection from Australia, right? From others country. You have a technology, you have a skills, please share to us. And then we have the collaboration. And maybe to join with Pak Tony from Harita. Wow, they have a big plan, right? But not only coming
Yes.
from the intermediate, right? I need a more end product from Indonesia. I need more value added from Indonesia. This is it. This is the time to
Thank you.
collaboration from many country, many company, many consultant, many technology, and then let's make it in Indonesia. That's from me.
Yes, thank
Thank you,
you. Thank
Gloria.
you. Thank you, Mehdi. I have another question from the audience. If there are disruptions on sourcing of raw material coming from Middle East, what is the immediate solution for this? I believe it's a working process. I'll send it over to you, Tony and Mehdi. Let's brainstorm on this.
Let's ask directly to Pak Tony. Probably they already have a solution, but from maybe guys, a few years ago, from Freeport, Freeport they already launched for the copper, right? They make us concentrate in Java area. I wish they can make it immediately, and then their concentrate from sulfur from copper they can make a sulfur acid. So one of the solution I mentioned, one of the solution. Now we are facing for the sulfur crisis, right? Sulfur acid. If the SIC or Freeport already make it maybe since 2 years ago or maybe since last year, I think if there is a crisis in the Middle East, wow, we already have the material, right? No need to import from the Middle East. Probably we can export, right? Export to Australia, export to other country, to our neighbor country, right? And also it's gonna be get a cheap price, right? But again, from our side, just looking the technology to make a processing for our raw material here in Indonesia. Talking about sulfur, oh my God, we are the biggest volcano active in the world, right? So this is it. We already have the material. Let's make a processing, right? Let's invite the technology. If Australia have a technology, please come to us. So we can engage and
Yeah.
discuss with the government. Is it? And to support Patoni also. They're
Yeah.
heading. They're so crazy to
Yeah.
thinking about the sulfur acid, right? What about you, Patoni?
Yeah, agree that maybe that Gloria, we in the long run we cannot just rely on what the importing from outside for the raw materials to support our processing. So that's why the downstream that we say that following that's what see on the from the industry perspective, and which is the government really support on this. So and don't forget that we have to not only align the government downstream, but also what is the demands on the managing from the ESG perspective as well. The more that you go on doing in the country, right? But we cannot also seize that without considering from the ESG perspective. So as you know that when Bumedi mentioned that is a byproduct on the sulfur from the copper mine, right? That's actually from the ASC perspective is a positive way that can be extracted from the sulfuric acid from that industry. And many things that we need to develop in Asia. That's why we need the investor coming to increase that the products inside the country.
Yep. And talk about investment. I have one more question. Actually, there is another continuity of the last question is talk about the disruption of aluminium, sulfur, and fertilizer. Sorry, and that is probably we talk about the headaches, but also elephant in the room. So, what are we working on this? I know it's not going to be a solution overnight. How are we going to deal with this?
Yeah. If we see if we're talking about the aluminum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For Indonesia, that the development of for the aluminium's processing is growing up, especially in West Indonesia, right? And that's in the long run that we expect that can be a positive for the countries, right? And the support the aluminum support to the global. Yeah, some of the aluminum's processing is under construction.
Yep. Yeah. And one more question, the last one for me is, what type of projects and partnership are currently more attractive to investors in Indonesia's nickel sector? Obviously, we talk about hosting the roadshow project presentation. We're hoping company from different countries come in to meet. Investor will get more confident when there is an international partnership, other than quite scared about it, because the partnership brings a reinforcement, brings a strength from upstream, downstream. So what kind of the partnership that's really attractive, boost the investors' confidence?
Yeah. Bumedi will add on this one. That's we see on the downstream processing now is going up, right? That will be the main focus in the near future to the long-term part, right? And also that the renewables and clean energy adoption that's become most significant in investment in this sector, right? As in Eastern Indonesia, you know that the grid infrastructure is limited, right? And there's a strong case for the investment for the captive renewable energy on the solar, geothermal, hybrids power system, right? Costs are related to the clean energy, like in my project in the Obi Island, it's not so much on the hydropower. So there's a very strong need for the clean energy on the from the energy solar, marines, current, or the others wind if it's possible. So that's gonna need to be developed more stronger, right? And the carbon conscious supply chains, the partnership are gaining traction as well. I think the investor and partners who bring the expertise in the carbon accounting, the clean production certification, and the green financing instrument is increasing relevance to the companies in Indonesia. So that's what I see that one. Bumedi, you want to add something, Bumedi?
Yeah, maybe. What do you think? What kind of the project and partnership you're looking at? and also understand Indonesia is attracting foreign investment. Can you elaborate a bit more on that?
Yeah, Gloria, I'm talking with the two side, okay? If you're talking in the downstream side, so yes, we're looking a partner to make more exploration, with the high technology and for sure lower cost, okay? Because like I mentioned in the beginning, well, for nickel, especially only for the nickel, our demand is gonna be more than 300 million ton, okay? So we need more explore to others area, because if you look at our reserve, it's not enough. So I think the government will support the investor to open a new area, right? Because some, like a sample, one IUP, one mining concession, we are not explore for the total area, right? Sometimes we have to calculate about the cost. If let's say I have 1,000 hectares, so I do the exploration only 100 hectares, right? That's depend on our mining design. So what for you spend your money for 10 years, for 20 years, and then now sometimes we are shocking with the new regulations coming, unexpected regulations coming, So I think in the downstream side, sorry, in upstream side, looking at partner with the high technology for more exploration to other area. And a few months ago, I got the partners from America and in Europe. They're offering exploration in the ocean. Oh my God. Like 10, I don't know. Probably we have a resource also in Indonesia ocean, right? Because we are the biggest archipelago country in the world. So why not? And for downstream side, since last October 2025, Indonesia already released a regulation that is not allowed to new investor to make a NPI, ferronickel, MSP, and then nickel matte. So it means if the new investors coming, you have to make more downstream, like a stainless steel or like a nickel sulfate until the battery or until recycling, at least not for the intermediate new investor. So it means currently in Indonesia, we already have a lot of intermediate product for nickel, right? Name it, NPI, ferronickel, nickel matte, or MSP. Oh my God, we already boomed the world for the product from Indonesia. So it means we need a partner to make it more and downstream from our intermediate product, I think, right? So to make more value added for the country, for the company, for sure, And yes, we have to make a collaboration between downstream and downstream, support each other, because when you make it a processing in Indonesia, you have to take a look, is it enough from our resources to support their downstream, right? This is the homework from the government, sure. But as a company, we have to make a collaboration from the whole stakeholders, not only from us, not only from the upstream side, but also, hey, government, how much our resources? Okay, what about the regulation? Can we make it the exploration? Because so many green area. It means green forest area needs. I'm not saying the complicated to get a permit, right, in the forest area, but at least how the government support the company, right? So this is it, collaboration for the whole stakeholders from upstream and downstream, and yes, new technology, right? High tech maybe, or back to the capacity building, back to the increase for your knowledge, and then discuss with the government. Collaboration is the main important things, right? But yes, Indonesia, we still need a lot of investors to make it the processing for our natural resources. But let's start exploration, right? So many area need to explore more. Many area, not only in Sulawesi, not only in North Sulawesi, North Maluku. Take a look in Papua. Oh my God! In Papua, you cannot imagine how big their resources. Not only for nickel, right? So this is it. Please, if you have an investor, if you have a exploration company, please come to Indonesia. Please explore more for our natural resources, so we can make more processing, more downstream in Indonesia.
Thank you so much, Mary. That's
what
really
do you
good.
think, Pak Tony?
What do you think, Tony?
Okay. Yes, that's what I say, that there is a lot of the opportunity for the investor coming to Indonesia. That's the main point related to what is government sees downstreaming of the industries.
Yes, absolutely. That's really good. That's really good insights. So maybe, Tony, thank you both so much for sharing your thoughts and knowledge on the Indonesian nickel mining industry. And we also, as all the mining industries, all the sectors as a whole, obviously the situation is changing weekly. I hope to have you back with us again in the next seminars, and so you can share more insight. That knowledge is the key. And I thank you once again for your precious time. Terima kasih Payam, and have a good day. And you're welcome to stay on for the rest of our webinar, because I'm going to talk about China. We're going to talk about Australia. If you got time, stay on with us. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria.
Thank
See
you,
you,
Mary.
Pak
Thank you, Tony.
Tony.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.